The Gambia police has called for calm after mob burned police and fistmill in Sanyang. Gambia's First Lady presents water bottles and boreholes to schools in Upper and Central River region. And drivers and commuters complain about the long duration of Tabokoto road construction. This and more coming on Gambia 24. Stay tuned. Good evening, you're watching Gambia 24 News with me, Mariama Cham, and thanks for joining us. The Gambia Police Force has called for calm after an angry mob burned down the Sanyang police station and a fistmill factory upon the alleged killing of one Jibril Cisse by a foreign national who is said to be an employee of the said factory. The incident sparked chaos between the villagers and police on Monday. Our reporter Binta Jala was at the scene and she now reports.
The incident occurred as a result of discontent of the youth of the Combo South village over the killing of a native. The Chinese fish factory has been a subject of anger among villagers alleged its activities as pollutants on the environment. The 30-year-old victim, Jibril Cisse, is a native of Sanyang who named his first child 1 month ago. Police has since arrested the alleged murderer who was whisked to the Birkama police station. Protesters came out in large numbers to show their dismay with the police for allegedly protecting a killer. Cisse's death sparked outrage in Sanyang that saw youth burning down the police station as well as fistmill factory where the alleged killer had been working. We managed to gauge the views of protesters, and this is what some of them had to say.
And our sadness and what these people, the Senegalese, the foreign people have did to a youth man in our village, we can give that report to them. You can understand it? That's very wrong. And this is not right. It's not wrong. It's not right. There is something that is happening. A youth man born in this village and he was murdered by a Senegalese, and that's really, really very wrong. And what we are also doing, we have to be very careful on that. So we take a peace maintain, and we wait for these higher ranked people. When they come, we sit with them and discuss with them.
A Senegalese went to his house to steal and stab him to death. Now, we as youths of this village see this as a revolution to stop this from happening again, with or without the government stepping in.
We also engaged the police to know how the situation was being handled. ASP Lamin Jai, the police public relations officer, said the police responded swiftly following reports of the incident in Sanyang.
Very well. I want to tell people, especially the people of Sanyang, to exercise restraint and calm, and also be patient enough to allow the law to take its course. Now, you understand that when crime occurs, it is the duty of the Gambia Police Force to ensure that perpetrators of crime are apprehended and the due process of the law is followed to ensure that the justice that the victims deserve is delivered. We were able to reinforce the police station there. We did some evacuation first, and then we are able to reinforce the police at the Sanyang village so that they were able to contain and control the situation from further escalating. And after that, we were able to maintain security presence there to ensure that no further demonstration or protests occurred. And so since yesterday, our officers have been there, and up to now, we're still moving on with the after operation activities to ensure that we continue maintaining peace and stability in Sanyang so that normal business and people can go about with their normal business and calm is restored in Sanyang.
The chaos from the killing of Jibril Cisse caused injuries for dozens of protesters as police fired tear gas to repel the crisis. The army was deployed on Monday evening to provide a security backup for the police intervention unit. iAfrica is currently verifying reports of substances of suspected cocaine and cannabis found at the crime scene within the fish meal factory. Reporting for iAfrica News, Binti Yalo.
A fish meal factory and Sanyang police station burned to ashes by angry mob upon the death of a youth. Now, First Lady Fatou Barbaro on Monday visited different schools in the central and upper river regions where she handed water bottles to the school children as part of efforts to curb the spread of the coronavirus in the Gambia. Amar Toure tells us more.
Since the outbreak of the novel coronavirus in the country, the Office of the First Lady, Fatou Barbaro, has been providing sanitary materials to different communities, including women and children in the fight against the pandemic. The latest intervention by her office seeks to support schools in their quest to protect the children from contracting COVID-19. More than 10 schools hosted the gesture, providing access to potable drinkable water and its related materials. Speaking at the presentation at one of the schools, Madam Barbaro renewed her commitment to the fight against coronavirus.
We bring this material to fight against COVID-19. Every child should have his or her own bottle, and the borehole is here too to help provide water for the students. Even at home, you should try to help the children to use the bottles than using the same cups, because we are concerned of their well-being and they are the future leaders.
The First Lady also urged parents and guardians to help upkeep their children when they are at home.
When the kids are at home, you should help them to safely keep the bottles and always try to make sure that their materials are not mixed up with others.
The Gambia government had begun the rollout of COVID-19 vaccines as part of efforts to control the coronavirus pandemic in the country. More than 30,000 of COVID-19 vaccines arrived in the country through the COVAX facility. According to the World Health Organization, COVID-19 will continue to unravel decades of progress across the world if urgent and concerted efforts are not enhanced. However, with the development of different vaccines, there is hope for the world to eliminate the deadly virus. For iAfrica TV, I am Omar Ahmad Toure.
First Lady Barrow distributes water bottles to students in Upper and Central River regions. Now, the National Assembly Joint Committee on Public Enterprise, Environment and Sustainable Development and Non-Governmental Affairs has on Tuesday adopted the report on Petroleum Commission Bill 2020. It is the responsibility of the Petroleum Commission to ensure good resources governance, transparent and efficient management of all social and environmental activities related to oil and gas development. Details of that in this report. The objective of the Petroleum Commission is to provide a regulatory framework for the management and development of petroleum activities in the up and midstream sectors for optimum exploitation and utilization of petroleum resources in the Gambia. This extends to the optimization of socio-economic development and the enhancement of the general welfare of the people. After reading the report, members of the House pressed their observations and amendments centered on the interests of the people. The National Assembly member for Lower Numi made this point very clear.
That in the establishments of boards, board members and so forth, indigenous local people have been involved, have been selected. It looks as if the establishment of all boards is centered on the fact that you have to be that Tubab literate to be able to qualify you as a member of the board. Why not we go further? Because we are talking of local content. And these resources do not belong to those people. It belongs to the nation. Nation which is composed of people who have that Tubab knowledge and the ones that do not have that knowledge. And they still claim to be part and parcel of this nation.
Minister of Petroleum and Energy explained in reaction to the concerns of lawmakers on the involvement of the local people as needed to be captured in the bill.
The local content itself is a whole matter that requires more policy and regulations. I mean, this particular law is establishing a commission that will coordinate everything, including local content. So the plan actually is, which we've discussed at the level of the committee, local content will come up itself as a whole act of itself and a policy that will expand the benefit to the people and who participate in the industry.
In order to gather evidence as per the passage of the bill, the Joint Committee engaged concerned authorities on meetings and submission of documents to validate the bill with amendments. Reporting for iAfrica News, this is Mariama Cham. Lawmakers earlier today in Banjul adopted the Petroleum Commission Bill 2020. We will now go with a quick break and be right back with the rest of the news. Stay with us.
They say we slept in one world and woke up in another. This global tragedy got humans together despite our social distancing. Our nature is taking a break. And giving us a wake-up call on what and who truly matters. Look around you. Hold on. Breathe. Count your blessings. Take time for self-renewal, for a better start tomorrow. Soon, life will be back. Meanwhile, let's stand apart together with one heart.
Welcome back and still with the news. Drivers and commuters who use the Tabokoto road as a transit to other areas of the country have complained about the road under construction. According to them, this section of the Tabokoto road that is under construction disturbs their daily activities. Binta Fati has the rest of that.
The country's national development strategy acknowledged the importance of transport to the development of the country. Nonetheless, the issue of transport, which includes the construction of good roads to serve as a connection to vital areas, has always been a challenge. Seiduba, the chef de garage of the Coastal Road Garage, said the construction of the section of the Tabokoto Road troubles their daily activities.
We are faced with a very big difficulty here because since the commencement of the construction of this road, they said it will take about a month, but it has been more than a month now. This has affected our work. We no longer getting the profit that we should be getting.
Samba Sise, a driver, also expressed dissatisfaction over the situation of the roads.
Between Tabokoto to Coastal Road, sometimes even if you are not driving, going there is a big problem because of the barriers here. It's been a long time now and it is difficult for us. Because of these difficulties, even vehicles that should go to Serekunda will tell you that they are stopping at Tabokoto, and that will not favor the customers.
Sri John, a commuter, said they suffer daily because of the conditions of the route, which she said often gives drivers opportunity to triple fares.
I am pleading with the government to help the people of Costa Road. We don't have road, nor do we have a garage, and we should have a garage where vehicles will stop.
Like most van drivers, taxi drivers also face similar problems. Sanadamfa, the leader of the Tabokoto Taxi Garage, said since the opening of the 5-5 carriage over 20 years ago, their situation has never been better.
The water flows like a river. There are always broken pipes. The drivers here are always repairing their vehicles. The roads are just bad.
Due to the increase in the number of vehicles in the country, the demand for the construction of quality road and the maintenance of the existing ones is a necessity to ensure social and economic growth. Reporting for iAfrica TV News, I am Binta Fati.
Drivers and commuters attribute traffic frustration on the incomplete construction of the Tabokoto road. Now, parliamentarians on Monday debated on the adoption of the bill to pave a parliamentary friendship between Senegal and the Gambia. The bill is tabled by the majority leader of the House, seeks to twin the two Senegambian lawmaking bodies on people and economic transactions. Details of that in this report. Debating on the Parliamentary Friendship Bill, Halifa Saleh Namfa Sadakunda advised that the relationship between the two countries should pave way for the exchange of knowledge and experiences. The partnership in his submission should be based on development and harmony, noting that the Gambia National Assembly has built competency which is worth sharing with others.
We would want a relationship where parliaments will be able to meet and harmonize legislation, oversight methodologies, so many activities that are taking place so that we mutually learn from each other. This parliament is developing a lot of capacity, and I'm sure other parliaments will be able to also learn from exactly what we are doing.
Namfo Willie West Webu Ture observed that mutual relations of the two West African states should consolidate the existing ties between their people.
Honorable Speaker, the initiative will certainly be the catalyst to build and sustain the people-to-people contacts, which will definitely go a long way to building cooperation and understanding among our people. Let me inform you that the Woodley East has already initiated this contact between the people of Senegal and the Gambia to ensure that they help each other in securing their properties and themselves, and ensuring this easy access of goods and services across the border.
The association of Woolly East with her neighbors in Senegal is justified in local groupings where members discuss issues of mutual benefits including trade. Mohamed Mahanera of Sandu shared the view that the Senegal-Gambia relations are expected to go beyond social and cultural events to include economic and political aspects of development.
And unless there is a serious political will, put in place whereby two countries will observe and abide by, this issue of economic export trades will not really benefit our country. So these are things that we can really deliberate on, and made our counterpart country know that as people living together, it is our collective responsibility to make sure that the culture we share peacefully, the regions we share peacefully. We should also behave in that way when it comes in terms of economic benefits, when it comes in terms of political benefits.
Former relationship between Senegal and Gambia became a necessity after the British and French drew artificial borderlines to divide the West African empire in the name of colonialism. Despite this historical division, the two sisters signed the Senegambia Confederation in 1982 to promote cooperation between them. This merger could not, however, continue beyond 1989 due to growing concerns over individual autonomy. The two families have existing bilateral agreements in the areas of fisheries and aquaculture, trade and cross-border electricity, among others. Reporting for iAfrica News, this is Mariama Cham. Parliament's adoption of a friendship bill between Senegal and the Gambia will bring us to the end of Gambia 24. I am your presenter, Mariama Cham. Thanks for watching and have a good night.
The Gambia may be the smallest country in Africa, but it will host the